I always say, I was like, bro, we don't gotta be mean.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing out here? We're getting older. Like, we can trade cars, like talk, like it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. Because I personally would rather be known as like a good person, fair, and I, addressed my issues, all the like the cash, the followers or whatever, all that stuff feels hollow to me. It's like we're doing all these things and we're just being ignorant to each other, mean, not taking that person's emotions into consideration.
I know. What did it look like?
You knocked your fucking teeth out with the thing. The only really bad tooth chip I ever had was on this eye tooth, and I was just doing a bit. I was like 19. I was doing a bit, and I grabbed the mic and I went, and I bit the mic, and it went, and like a sliver, like a little tiny ivory bone sliver, just went kink, and it flew off, and it was like I saw it on the table, and it looked like a little white toothpick just came off like the front of my. So I have this like line down.
You never fixed?
No, it's cool.
Oh, it's cool.
It's cool to have.
It's a bad
chipped teeth.
Yeah,
I know you know that.
Yeah.
Scars of chipped teeth.
Yeah. No, I just had the broken tooth incident.
Which tooth did you break?
Here, one of these molars,
Yeah.
and then I passed out. Remember, I had to go to the hospital.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Fuck, dude, yeah.
And then I broke the one on the other side like 9 months later, and then my dentist was like, "I think you're grinding your teeth."
That's
what
happened.
Yeah,
because I had the frontward chipping, and then a friend of mine, he's a dentist. He was like, you're from across the room. I mean, he probably had seen me earlier, and he was like, dude, your teeth you're grinding the top, and if you're in entertainment,
it might affect your bankability here, man. Yeah.
My dentist was like, you're actually grinding your teeth so bad at night that you're starting to flatten your eye teeth.
Did you get? I have a mouth guard.
I do too, but I spit it out. I wake up and I'm just like, it's there on my pillow because I'm like,
oh really?
So you're just grinding your teeth still?
I choose grinding, sleep grinding.
Grinding. Grinding in your sleep. That's how I feel with the sleep apnea machine.
Yeah.
You have one?
I had one, but they
I'm
were
getting
one. They took. I didn't know that they track you because you download the app, but I didn't know they monitor. I wasn't paying attention. Your sleep, how many times you're using it, if it's on insurance.
Yeah.
So they said I didn't comply, and they're like, we're taking it back.
They track how many times you use it?
Yeah, if you're not complying, because the insurance will be like, dude, why are we paying for this if you're not using it?
Well,
fuck.
I hate to be on the side of insurance on that, but that sounds reasonable.
Well,
it is reasonable. Yeah.
I'm taking a home sleep study next week.
Same.
Wait. Are you?
Yeah, because I got new insurance as they were taking.
You tossed it all out, man. Fuck them. Fuck the machine. Start over.
So would you just have to hook up to like a CPAP?
I don't know.
Or
I've never done. I remember I told you I did an actual sleep test and then nothing happened. But I'm taking a test at home.
Did you go to? I've done one in some like a medical place.
I did one like 20 years ago in a place. Nothing happened. They were like, we don't have any data. Like you just slept.
Because they told me I died once or stopped breathing once.
Oh, really?
In 6-7 hours. But in my head, that's not a lot.
Right.
You died?
You died once.
Sorry. Stop.
Yeah.
That's dying, right?
Like, that's it? Just once, man?
So, every time I hold my breath in the pool and not breathe, I'm dying. Well, I died.
I took it as dying when
you drive past the cemetery under a tunnel,
I basically died.
Are you going back in because you think that you didn't have a good machine, or you like want to try it again?
I'll try it again.
Yeah, man. We had a whole thing on here where we were talking about like, it's like, oh man, I'm like, fucking don't have a sleep mat. It's like not sexy. And like my partner's like, get one. It is sexy. So I'm like, I'm pretty excited to do it, man. Like to see if it transforms my. It
does. Well, if not for me, but for anyone I've talked to, they've changed their whole. We had a buddy who's had it for years, and at a bachelor, he had one, and we would like, you're just idiot dudes making fun of a guy.
Yeah.
And his trauma.
Yeah.
And then another guy, the bachelor, showed up, and they were the only two that had sleep apnea machines. But at one point, because everyone was drinking, he had come out of the room and he goes, who the fuck took my machine? I guess the other guy,
he like swapped out machines.
Wow. And I guess it's like, because it's probably like you're used to it. He was just like, where's, and he couldn't. Well, to us back then, this was maybe
like, that's comical.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what a guy. Dude,
like
just
you
go
put
to
in the
bed.
mask, you're like, wait a minute. That's not my CPAP.
You're like, dude, just go back to sleep.
Someone who's been fiddling with my knobs.
Now I'm like, oh yeah, there's settings. Like I had no concept at all.
My cousin like took me on a tour of his. He was like, hey, come here, man, I gotta show you my new CPAP machine. I was like, all right. And he like showed me, it was like this slick little machine, like pretty small, not too loud, really small, like unobtrusive, like mask and everything. And I was like, fuck. And he was like, touch it. Touch the hardware, man. And it was like, had nice little like satisfying clicks. And like the knobs were like steel. And like, it was just, it was.
Wait, where does this on?
I don't know, man. It's a hot machine. I was like, it's like when the new laptops, the Mac laptops came out, I fantasized about them forever. When they first came out with the Mac book.
That's what I mean though. Like so it feels, because the one I had is like clunky. That's what the annoying part
I want
about
a slick little number.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm like, because I'm a gadget gear tech guy. I want to like put one by the bed and be like, that looks cool there.
This doesn't look like, and it just, and traveling with it, that's another annoyance too, was like, oh man, I don't want to travel.
Was yours like a big clunker?
It's like the monitor is like this big. It's just a tube, and then the thing is like,
oh, his wasn't like that at all. It was like a small, it almost looked like a piece of audio equipment.
That's what I'd rather.
And then he had like the little knobs on the front, and then like a little readout, tiny little LED readout, and then like a really, like I said, like it was like two little hoses and like, you know, over the thing, and it was simple. I've seen ones with like this is the one that I kind of want to get, where they're like these stickers that have magnets that you like put around your nostrils, and then you take the thing and it's like just like it's just like clicks up to your nostrils, so there's no mask, there's nothing that goes over the.
Oh yeah, well, but I mean, if you're traveling a lot, I mean, that's, you gotta have to, you need something that's portable, right?
It sucks. That's why I'm like, I'm more intrigued by this. It seems more convenient in a sense.
I'm skeptical it's going to work for you.
But I'm going to give them all of the information, and they're going to do their job, and then they're going to give me the CPAP that's right for me.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Aesthetically, everything. All
well, you might have to just start sleeping in like in a straitjacket or something, so you don't. Like, you know, you tried that.
I escaped the straitjackets at night.
Wow. Well, I think you get Martha to do a little. You got to get Martha to do shibari on you or whatever, and really tie it, and you know.
What is shibari?
It's the rope work, right? Did I say it wrong?
Is that part of your kink community? Is that
my kink community?
I'm into shibari.
Yes, this is not my thing, but yes, I think it's big in the kink community.
All right, cool. All right, so Dave's here.
Dave Merheje is here. Yeah. Well, we can all find out.
Yeah,
together. Yeah. And in fact, I have my rope.
It's like he's traveling around with a lasso. This is my shibari lasso.
Yeah. Well, you might want to look into it, because you could find it erotic and it could help your sleeping.
Okay. Yeah. Noted. Yeah. I'm up for anything. Obviously.
I know you are. That's why I was suggesting. Yeah.
If it'll help me, like I literally don't think I've ever. A lot of people hear this statement and like, oh, come on, man. I don't remember in my life ever having a good night's sleep. Other than I was a raging alcoholic. So when I would drink myself into a blackout, sure, but that's not sleep. That's just like
those
passed
are good
out.
Sleep.
Yeah. They can be.
I've had those.
But you don't actually get to REM when you're drunk and your fucking dehydration levels and all that shit. So like in my life, I don't think I've ever had like woken up and been like, yeah, that was a good sleep. And I sleepwalked my whole life, and I've like, so I'm like really looking forward to. Yeah, I don't know what it feels like to be like rested.
So I thought like when I would be drunk and I actually probably didn't know better. I thought that was I chalked that up for a good sleep.
Right.
No, medically speaking, or like physiologically speaking, it's not sleep at all. Really, you don't ever get to the deep level of REM.
Oh,
yeah. Because your brain is just
should report back to my friends.
Guys, listen up.
So we usually start the show with confessions.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, Dave. Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh. At the 7-Eleven, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are 7-Eleven buddies, just
Not
to fill
that,
in the listeners. Yeah.
Just by your body stature, I mean, because I only saw your side profile.
Yeah.
Because you guys just.
It was fast.
Accidentally kind of not met at 7-Eleven right before this.
I just saw him throw razors down on the counter, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, and I think I judged you, and I was like, oh, it's
for what?
Just like, you look at somebody, you're like, oh, they'll be like this, maybe through aesthetics, look, or whatever it is, and then I'm like, I was like, and sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I got to stop doing that.
Right. But
what was your judgment of him?
Just like maybe he might like be aggressive or like a super bro-y guy.
Oh,
And I like grew up like around guys like that. A lot of them are my friends. You know what I mean? But I didn't know like now you're like just in my head I'm like and maybe I looked at the drink. It's just a bad.
Well, but it was
habit
funny because I was
people
sitting
do.
there with my glasses, like, oh, my nose going like, does this have caffeine in it? I don't want any caffeine. And
I thought it was like
fucking
a
drinking liquid
monster drink at first.
No,
Right.
no.
I actually thought it was alcohol. I go, okay, rock
Hey,
it
man.
out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so-
we're doing this in the
No,
morning.
8 years sober. I'm a month off of caffeine. Never went to a university. Was never a frat boy. Like, it's funny though. You're not the only one in my life who has assumed that I'm like a broy guy.
The other convenience store story.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
Hell yeah, bro. Thought
the
you
white
were
power guy.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing too. Another confession.
Yeah. You thought I was like a MAGA head or like
it's not fair. It's
Not at
fair. I'm
all.
sorry.
I'm actually Canadian. I'm very
Canadian.
I know. I wanted to get into that. I'm from Toronto originally, but Vancouver.
Oh, okay, Windsor, and then lived in Toronto for 10 years.
Yeah. So I grew up
okay.
in Brampton, and then I moved to
Okay.
So like as a Canuck, like I'm a larger guy. I'm like I can fucking throw down. I'm not afraid of getting into an altercation, but I'm also like I'm just not that dude, But I was walking out of a convenience store in Santa Paula. And as I was walking out, this old like Russian proprietor of the store just goes, "Every day is white power," and I was like, not even under his breath like that. Like he just declared it, and I sort of like stutter stepped and just walked out and got in the car, and I got so fucking mad all the way here. I was like, why didn't I fucking say something? Like, how do you just say that to somebody? And because he looked at me and he was like,
yeah, and it's not doesn't make it right. And like I think as I did stand up most of my life in Canada in like smaller towns and then I go to places like all through BC and Alberta and like you're going here and you're just kind of, and it's not fair because like a lot of my friends like who may have the same stature and look like you aren't that at all,
right?
Do you know what I mean? But you do that thing where you judge, and I did it for like that step seconds in there. And I'm like,
happens,
that's such an awful thing to do to somebody. That's why I was like, oh, what are the odds then you just automatically, because it was all side. It wasn't even, this is a very quick side scan
it's
and go.
It's a
not
strong
fair.
profile though. It says a lot.
I don't know. You got the hat going. I don't know. And I mean, you've kind of played some broy characters.
Oh,
right?
hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
A, man.
So-
Well, it's funny. No, not.
I mean,
Yes, a little broy, but always kind of
Lovable
to
broy.
defy your expectations. Like the lovable schlub who's like, the idiot know-it-all, like that
Right.
kind of guy. But then always it was because I think
Right.
I can play those characters because underneath it all, people are like, but I like that guy. I'm not saying that everyone likes me, but I have a likability that you can make me play kind of shithead characters, and
Right,
people are like,
right.
but I still like that guy. So that
Right, well,
that's
it's kind of
sort
it's his experience of you.
yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
look at this
basically,
shithead.
it's like
Yeah,
this
and
guy
I
seems like a shithead, but kind of likable.
Yeah, and I probably have other confessions, but I just was like, oh,
Well, lay them on,
man. Yeah.
Because I'm
You can take
struggling
one
to
from
come
me
up
today,
with
yeah.
one today.
what if you don't have like?
Well, that's my confession today. Is I don't really have a confession. My confession is I've been struggling with confessions.
Okay, all right.
And
I'll
I
hear you
think
out.
what I need to do is start like, and I don't think it's because like I live a pure life or anything like that. It's just I'm not really noting my transgressions or or whatever, these things that I need to work on. And it's like,
and we've gotten a
Reed,
little
are you taking-
repetitive too, you and I. Like it's often in kind of the same vein,
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Reed hasn't done things he's supposed to do. Tyler got mad.
or my addiction is starting to like run rampant again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I think the reason we do them is for us, one, to be vulnerable and have our guests be vulnerable with us. It creates that kind of immediately at the beginning of the show of like, oh, actually, this is a show where you be vulnerable. This isn't just like telling jokes the whole time. But I also want to make sure that the people who are watching and listening get something from it, right? That they see something in me that is applicable to them, that resonates with them. And so I've been really struggling to come up with those things.
I think I do. Like, there's a broad people pleasing but there's also sometimes like somebody will be like in a conversation, yo, you saw that, right? And I go, yeah, I never saw that.
Oh,
or do you know this information? I go, yeah. And I think it's, I don't know why I do it. Maybe it's like to keep the flow of the I have no idea. It's just like a panic.
I hear you
It's
on
like,
that, man. It can be like facilitating, right? So it's like I just don't want to like bump over that shit and make you repeat a thing or like let me check that out on my phone. But also there is a need for me to be like, yeah, I know that. I knew that already.
You're right.
Yeah. Or like Angelinos do it all the time with fucking roadways, right? With traffic. Like when I first moved here, I mean, it's a pretty common joke, but like everyone talks about the way their routes and how they get through LA. Like, and if you didn't know it, if you couldn't hang, you were kind of ostracized, right? So you would just start being like, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, oh, I take that route too. And you like name like locations and like, like it's like the back of your hand, and it was total bullshit. And everyone knows you're kind of full of shit because nobody knows every single
Hollywood.
landmark
Everyone's full of shit. So
it's like it's hard to stop. Not hard to stop, but like I'll do it anywhere where it's. I guess it's like I don't want to make them backlog, or like I say something, they're like, oh, I gotta, or I don't know. It's weird. I'll like even friends will talk about like even in their professions. These are like maybe like designers, clothing design. Do you know this is it? And I go, and I'm like, there's no way. I know. I know. I don't know. And I'm just kind of nodding.
I did that yesterday. I was hanging out with a friend, and he was talking about something, and he's like, oh, you know this? And I'm like, oh yeah, I think so. And he's like, do you really know? And then he explained it.
What a fucking asshole.
No, it was more like he could just see it on my face. He was doing it as like, oh no, just so you get the full context of what I'm saying, I'll explain it to you. No.
But even the way you did that there, you're like, yeah, I think so. That's more honest than just like, yeah.
But the show here is like confessional. Like that's why in my head, like from like watching the clips and stuff, it seemed like even like when you were like, oh, we do this. I'm like, I thought the whole basis of it was a confessional.
No,
we can. I mean,
sometimes it does turn into that.
Yeah.
Was it Paul?
Walter Hauser.
Yeah, he's such an amazing, obviously a brilliant actor when he was saying with the money and the bro in the manosphere.
Yeah.
He's like a lot of times you don't hear guys take that angle because it's mostly it's like it's just such a macho bravado, so you don't really feel like safe in that space sometimes being like, why does it have to be like my credentials have to wait on this money thing? And it's like, dudes, they live in that. They love that. It's like almost like when you're growing up and you're like, if you're going on a date, you can't come back from the date and be like, hey man, we never had sex, we just kind of held hands.
right yeah,
like you just get attacked from every angle.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like,
man.
Like I don't want to live like that.
I remember that pressure even in like fucking freshman year in high school, man. Like you didn't fucking finger banger or whatever, and you're like, yeah, of course I did, man. I mean, like that's for the next date.
I know.
It's funny though. Like I'll confess, but I also wanted to say, like, if we want to sort of flesh this out, even your assumptions about me, that says a lot about how I present masculinely, or as my masculine forward presentation is like I've chosen to sort of look this way, right? And I've the more that people tell me that, and the older I get, I'm kind of like, yeah, why do I sort of, I wouldn't say it's hiding, but I definitely put myself in this like hoodie, hat, khakis kind of like.
I could take accountability and also like it's wrong of me because that's like, that's prejudice, that's judgmental, that's not really fair because it's not everyone with, that skin, like.
But what I'm saying is like
you can't go every white guy is a MAGA guy.
No, but I think it is an assumption that a lot of people make is this like, if you look super, like I've chosen to look very masculine, I guess, in my estimation of what masculinity is, but this is not, it isn't really accurate of who I am.
Yeah. And like, I don't think you would make that assumption about me actually if you saw me at the store, because we all have these signifiers, right? And you're like, well, I make this assumption, but well, we all signify stuff by how we dress, whether we like it or not, right? It says something about us. And so you're having to make these little split second, judgments about, and not judgy in a bad way, but you're like, and especially if you're a brown guy, well, am I going to feel safe around this person? Am I going to feel, the look you have going right now is a little broy, not like,
I know, I don't always dress this way, but like, it's just funny to me because that, like I said, I've been told that a lot of times in my life, like, oh, you're not what I thought you were. And I'm like, why? You're like, well, the backwards hat, and then you look like Fred Durst, and like, well, you're like,
and you're always in workout.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Fred Durst.
You're always in workout clothes.
I'm always in workout. Yeah, got fucking guns out often. But I'm not that way, really.
No.
But I have had to reconcile, like, this is the way I've chosen to sort of put myself into the world. It feels comfortable for me. And as a result, I often have this thing with people, and maybe I even like that a little bit, where I defy your expectations, where like someone says to me like, you're cooler than I thought you were. So I like set myself up for like low bar, and then it's easy to surpass that.
You did do that. But that's why I don't do that intentionally, but dropping 2 razor blades.
I just thought I didn't know they sold razors. But it makes sense they do. You know what I mean? I think it's funny that I do that all the time, where you just miss one spot on your neck. You're like, fucking idiot. How did I not see that? I was like doing it very intentionally.
Dude, I was having like it went from that to go, am I doing my life wrong? Like the whole drive, I was like, I started looking at everything. I go, finances. I go, am I just, I'm like, do I not have a family because of this? Like, what is, like, for the whole 15-minute ride, I'm like, oh, I'm a fail. I just pull over the car and just
This is indicative of very many things. Yeah. Just like the way you do one thing is the way you do all things.
Well, time management, I was like, why did I wake up at 7 a.m. instead of 8 a.m.? Like, it was all, went into this whole thing of like,
what led me to this point?
Yeah. That's a bit of a spiral for sure. I'm familiar with it. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna probably wake up tomorrow and do it all again the same way, right? And you're like, oh. So you just like rake yourself over the coals for nothing. But
and most of the times, like if I'm dating someone, they're like, what? I forgot what the word is. Not rummaging, ruminating.
Ruminating, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have a bad ruminating. Like, and they'll call it out. They're like, it's just tacos. Just pick one.
Yeah, I can go deep on almost anything. Where
it's like really bad because it just kind of like takes too much space in your mind all day, and like, and like you said, you're just gonna wake up the next day and do it again.
I mean, I'm being like a little bit facetious about that, but like, there are patterns that we just don't break, But like I said, I'm a recovered alcoholic or whatever. I'm an alcoholic. I've been 8 years sober, and I can fucking beat myself up over anything. Literally anything. I
just after like recovering or
my whole life, but I think I drank to sort of push past those feelings, right? Like when I was drunk, I was like, I'm the fucking king of the world. But the ruminating over everything. Taco choices, like was I funny enough at that dinner party? Are my shoes white enough to fuck? I will go down these spirals over anything, and then other times I don't give a shit, or I guess I present like I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? But I do. I can take anything away from myself in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it kind of like takes a lot of like enjoyment that I want to have, because it's like you're worrying about 3 months from now. Oh, I don't have this. If I don't do this, I'll end up on the street.
Yeah,
I'll lose this. I'll lose that, and then you're like, I don't know. And it always happens around tax season as well.
Yeah, right.
It feels like everything is caving in. I'm like, well, I mean, it's over now. It's just like the same, and it just doesn't feel like that, when you kind of like. When you go through it, you're like, it wasn't even what but it's just constantly, even with therapy.
Yeah.
It was in there for 6 years. It's still, I'm like, I got better, but it's still, I'm like, it kind of creeps up all the time.
You can't shut it off.
No.
You can change the narrative a little bit. You can like make it less like hot for you. But yeah, I can't shut off those things. They're like factory default settings for me. And I have to kind of just be okay with it,
Yeah, and I think like I stopped drinking a year ago, like last March.
Right on, man. Good for you.
Thank you. And
got another sober fellow in the room here.
Yeah, it kind of that helped, because it's not like I think it's because I was using it to numb a lot of things, obviously, and then it's like now I'm like, oh, I'm facing them. That's what I'll tell the therapist. I'll be like, oh, I'm actually feeling it. And she goes, yeah. It's all coming into my chest.
Yeah, man. And then you just have to like be there for it.
Yeah.
Which is hard, but in essence, it's really just showing up for yourself, right? Like you just were kind of abandoning yourself routinely. I should speak for myself. And then when you're like taking accountability and deciding that you are a little more of value than that, and like I want to show up for myself, shit's hard. It's hard.
And you're around other, like let's say other performers or something, everyone's like not really identifying that, oh, we might have a problem here. I don't know if everyone is like an alcoholic, but like we might have a problem here, but
like
we're not.
Well, if you're
general.
if you're
just as a group, we're like,
if you're a comedian,
America,
you have problems to start already.
Right. Hundreds, but like problem with like,
I say that with love, but
no, we do, but like with the amount of alcohol, it's like, no, I mean, I'm not this bad because I'm only having this amount.
Right.
I'm like, dude, if we're getting drunk 4 times a week, like I don't know, man, like this, and it started to get like fishy in my own head, and then I'm like, do I need these 2 like beers that I bought to go back to the hotel after the show?
Right.
Like, what am I doing?
Or is it just some like surreptitious behavior? You're like, and that's when it gets really dangerous, when it's like, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it on autopilot. Yeah.
Right.
I felt like the year before I stopped, like in November, I was like, oh, this isn't even fun. Yeah, it's like it's not even fun anymore. Like it's just like one of those things, you're just by yourself in a hotel room. You're like, oh, what am I doing this for? It wasn't even like
I was in a cycle where like I would get so anxious about the fact that I was going to drink that night or whatever, and I'd be like literally heart pounding. I would go into the liquor store, like heart pounding in my chest, buy a bottle of vodka, go home, and then just drink until that anxiety went away.
Oh wow.
I was like, so at a certain point, I was like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm like anxious about drinking, so then I drink to get rid of the anxiety, and then I do it again the next day.
And like stand up, you can't get away with it or get away with it sometimes because like the audience is excited,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
shots, and then you're like, then you feel bad if someone's like, "Hey, dude, I bought you some beer."
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want it.
I'll do shots of ginger ale. Love shots of ginger ale.
Yeah. You don't think
yeah.
that because you're just like in some town and you're like, oh man, they're gonna think I'm weak or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just is like a cycle. And then like from promoters too, I got you guys a bottle. You're like, man, this is never ending.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's always around us. And it's
Well, yeah,
like,
man, and it's like in a way that's why it had to become part of my like identity that I was sober. I had to it wasn't just like, oh no, thanks, man. Or like, people say, like, just stand there with a drink in your hand that doesn't have alcohol in it. No one will. That wasn't my thing, man. People were like, are you fucking partying or what, man? Like I was like the party guy.
Yeah.
So I had to be the anti-party guy for myself, while not making other people uncomfortable about it. But I was like, otherwise it was just constantly like, come on, man, come on, just have one shot. Even my dad was like, you can drink beer, right? And I was like, yeah, I can. You're drinking lots of beer, man, but well, just a beer. I'm like, no,
I don't know why it's not funny, but it's just a way of like, come on, beer's like a lesser.
Yeah, my dad's old school. He's just like, come on, man.
Yeah,
You guys are,
have a beer.
You guys are Canadians. I mean, that's just how
Drink a
that's how it
fucking
is
Coors
up there.
Light.
I mean, I mean, that's the thing too. It's like Canadian doesn't really equate that you would, but you are around like. It's done in like a festive way, you know what I mean?
I do
Couple
think
beers,
Canadians,
bud,
it's
like-
part of our culture for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Man,
I
drinking,
feel like as a non-Canadian, I don't know. I'll let you know.
yeah.
I'm going to Canada tomorrow.
I know
First
you're going
time,
up to
yeah.
Hamilton. He's
Yeah,
going to Hamilton.
I was just there.
First time in Canada. I've traveled a ton, right? I've been to like, I don't
Yeah.
know, 42 countries or something. I've been to like Sri Lanka, but I've never been to Canada. It's too close.
Have you had poutine?
I have had poutine.
Okay.
But I don't, I've had like poutine in Ojai.
Don't get
I
poutine in Hamilton.
No, don't get poutine in Hamilton.
That's not
That's
going to
like-
be the
that's
thing.
bad.
No.
Well, no, I already know. My
Yeah.
friends there, she's going to have poutine. It's this whole event, and part of it is.
In Hamilton?
Yeah.
All right. Then, hey, you know what you should do? Have poutine in Hamilton. yeah. Don't be an asshole. Yeah, accept the
Yeah,
poutine.
you never really hear that there. Like, I guess in Canada, if someone's like, "Yo, let's get poutine in Hamilton," you're like, "Bro, stop!
Yeah, don't.
What are you doing?"
That's not the
Well,
place, man.
it's
That's
just
not
like
the one.
gravy and French fries.
No,
or
'cause
something.
it's done well in
so much
Montreal.
more
Yeah,
than
it's
that,
way more
man.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the quality of the curds. It's the
Oh.
darkness and the unctuousness of the beef gravy. Got to
right.
have good fries.
I'll
Like,
give you an
poutine
unctuous.
is
I'll give you an
art form.
unctuous report
You know,
after.
Thank you.
The thing about it is like he's absolutely correct. It's like I think when you grew up in Canada and then you try poutine like in Toronto and you're like, but then you go to Montreal or somewhere where they know how to
La
do it.
Banquise. Yeah.
And then you go, even if it's like there's a place in by Club Soda in Montreal where the venue is, and it just looks kind of like not a little bit run down, doesn't really, but it's like these older guys in the back.
Well,
and
that's what
it's-
I want, right?
It's the
there,
best
yeah.
poutine because
Yeah.
these guys it's been there for I don't even know how
Are you
long.
talking about La Banquise in Montreal?
Yeah, right by Club Soda.
I
like-
think it is. Yeah, it's like the most famous poutine place in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, La Banquise.
It's like a weird. They always have like a arcade game that's not working.
Yeah, and everyone goes there after the clubs, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
fucking,
the-
it's open
and
like all night.
That's what I mean. So if you get it from there, and then someone's like, "I'm getting poutine in Guelph," you're like,
yeah, don't go.
like as a Canadian, you're like, "Hey, let's pump the brakes."
Right. Okay, all right. Well,
But all right, so I didn't confess.
No.
Yet. I don't know if your confession was that you don't feel like you have a confession. Your confession
That's so
was
lame, but
that you judged me.
Yeah.
yeah.
My confession might be this. We live in Ojai, which is just up in the
love
Ojai
Ojai.
Valley. Yeah, we live in Ojai. We're both Ojai denizens. And there's like a whole movement in Ojai where it's like, keep Ojai lame, stay out of Ojai, like LA go home, like, because on the weekends, it's insane. People come up there and then act like they own the town. And I've lived there for almost 9 years now, but it took a long time for me to get to that proprietary place of like, get the fuck out of Ojai.
Oh,
This
are you there
weekend,
now?
I was
Well,
like,
it was the tennis tournament last
yeah,
weekend.
and I was like cursing at people. Like
Oh.
people was like walking in the middle of the road, and like walking. This woman was like walking her dog in the middle of the fucking road, and I was like, so I just leaned on my horn, man, and she was just like shook her head at me, and I was like, what the fuck? Don't shake your fucking walk your
Wow.
dog in a normal manner.
Well,
But so I got to this cantankerous kind of like locals only sort of like place, which I it felt really good. It felt like real juicy at the time. I was like, and I just leaned into it. I was like, fucking tourists, everyone. I started making a bit out of it because my friends were visiting from out of town,
right.
from LA as well. And I
Right.
was like, fuck. It was my birthday weekend this weekend, right? And I just sort of like, it felt really good. It felt good to be that guy that was like, get the fuck out of my little town. But then upon reflection, I was like, ooh.
You've just had 9 years of people doing that to you, and now you turning around and doing it to
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Because you used to walk your damn dog in the middle of the street.
Everywhere,
but,
man.
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
anything,
it was-
everything in the middle of the street. Yeah. What has your stand-up journey been from like your roots to Canada to LA? How's that, like, what's the trajectory been like for you?
I came here in 2016. I think like, I had to get a green card as, and then you, to prove that you're they say extraordinary talent, which is such a crazy thing.
I know, for an 01,
And then the custom guy goes through it, and then you're like, what is he? You don't even know what he's
like,
looking at.
Yeah, you're extraordinary right now. You're not extraordinary. Like,
he's like, oh, you did this club in Toronto, doesn't know what the but I think when I got here in 2016, it's like, so I worked to get all these credits in Canada, and then I just had to leave.
Right.
And then you have like a certain, you can go back and maybe headline clubs in Canada and a certain comfort because all your friends are there. And then you come to New York or LA or wherever in the US, and you're kind of starting from I think in 2016, I think I wasn't honest with myself. I was like, oh, I think I'm, working from a place of ego.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm lying to myself here. I think I'm getting hurt inside, and I'm just not openly saying it.
Like, how so? What do you mean? Can you,
like, you just kind of go do open mics, and then you're in your head, you're like, but I do this in Canada. They don't know, or they don't.
Like, you have a bigger rep in
not
Canada.
like, or just a certain rep, not even a bigger rep, whereas like I could go to a club and be like, can I get on? And they're like, oh yeah, come through. I've been putting in my time 10 years there, right? And then to start, you're doing an open mic maybe at 6 out of a out of a bucket. I think it hit me harder than I wanted to admit.
Right. Okay.
Sitting with that depression and not saying it, and I think that was the hard adjustment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's funny with the like ego is a motherfucker, right? But like when depression creeps in from your ego getting bruised over and over and over again, especially in entertainment, that depression is hardcore, man, because it feels circumstantial, right? You're sort of like, oh my God, but it also may be tied to just brain chemistry, the type of people we are as artists. Often depression, anxiety, ADHD, they all go hand in hand. And then all of a sudden you're just like, it just becomes like blaringly obvious, right? Like you're like, oh shit, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
What did you do? How did you deal with the depression?
Then I moved to New York because I was like, after a year here, and then I was staying in Fresh Pond. And I still doing open mics there, and like I had friends there too, and I would get on some shows, but I think I just was not feeling, I was just feeling depressed, and I would like kind of go after I got off the train at like 10 or 11 at night, I'd always like go to the grocery. I don't know. I'd buy something.
Yeah.
I guess the food, and then I would just lay there watching things on my laptop. I'm like, this can't happen every.
Yeah. Is this life?
Right. Yeah. It's like the groceries were holding back the tears.
Oh man. Yeah.
If I buy these cookies, it'll stop me from crying less, but
plug it up. Yeah.
And I think I kind of was like talking to my buddy and and at the time his wife, and like constantly, and I think they were like, you gotta at least do something. Think of it, take it day by day, or do something, because you're kind of like just wallowing. Is that the wallowing?
Yeah, wallowing. Yeah,
and I think like once I was like, okay, I'll just take it day by day.
Yeah. And
like, because I was trying to think in like,
well, you mentioned 3 months ahead. Like, it's funny the my favorite expression around that, because I'm a worrier, is worrying is like praying for shit you don't want.
Yeah.
It's just ruminating on shit that you don't want. Like, and then you just manifest it. You just bring it into your life because you're just like thinking about destitution is a big one for me, man. I'm always like it's either this or I'm on the streets. Like, yeah, but there's like 1,000 stops between here and living on the streets. But in my mind, I'm like, well, that's the next step. Right. I'm on the streets.
It was, and I think I had like, I never done like TV sitcom, and I was able to get on Mr. D. It's a show in Canada. It was in 2017, and then around 18, 19, I did this Netflix Comedians of the World, and then Ramy happened around there. I think that all helped. I guess those wins kind of pushed me a little out of it.
So your depression mainly was circumstantial then. Like, you felt it was just, you were being pushed down. Do you struggle with depression at all now? Like, do you find that depression is still like a theme in your life, or was it really
since I was like a kid, probably since 13, 13, 14, when I really started to clock in with worrying and anxiety and being a germophobe and all these things, was probably when I was like in my early 20s. But I didn't know what the feeling was. Why am I feeling this? It would happen like once a year, intense.
Oh shit.
And I do feel I battle with depression a lot. I think regularly. I think it's like over time I've just tried to train myself to like, you know, build like not tasks, little things I would do to help me get out of it.
Yeah, sure, man. Like a to-do list,
like distractions, or like actually stuff that would actually help you.
Therapy would help. Therapy help,
right,
but then I the tools. I would have tools. I'm like, okay, you're feeling depressed. You're feeling that nothing matters. How do you?
Right.
What are you gonna? I need tools to help me.
Yeah, bring some intentionality back into your life.
Yeah.
Gratitude always helps.
It's
me,
more
man.
of talking me out through it. Before I would just feel it and then drown. Now it's like talking.
Do you work stuff out in your comedy about your depression? I mean, do you like how? So
well,
are you bringing a lot of vulnerability to what you're talking about? Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily go, I'm depressed on stage, but I think the expressing all the thoughts I can help.
Yeah, just declaring I'm depressed is not hilarious. But the relatability of depression can be.
It can be there's a joke, but I mean, it does really drown out. Everyone's like, oh, we were having a good time.
Yeah. Great.
I would like do this joke. I think I did it maybe a couple times where I was like, my fear is having a heart attack, but it's not. I'm more fearful of having it in public. I don't really know how I'm going to die
because of like the way it would be perceived. Like the way it would look.
I'd rather it maybe in my apartment.
If you had to choose where to have a heart attack, you'd be alone.
Yeah,
on stage would be. I mean, I don't know,
or just close to a relative.
Right.
But
not in public.
Nothing
like
in public,
nothing like if we were in Silver Lake somewhere and I just kind of lean over on a cafe. Like when I go out, I'm like, oh,
yeah. But if you were on stage, I mean, just think of the views.
Right, yeah, that would go viral for sure.
Okay, stage with family and friends or my apartment.
Right,
So
you're taping your special, and then
something
you drop
like
dead.
that.
Yeah,
but it can't be like if I'm at like a farmer's market,
right?
Like and I'm getting blueberries and I collapse. People are like, how did that guy like?
You would think with the blueberries, he wouldn't have had the heart attack. He was eating healthy.
Antioxidants, man.
But I'm like a hypochondriac.
Did you mention you're a bit of a germaphobe too?
My mom was a massive germaphobe. My sister got it too, and I am as well. But through therapy, I've learned she gave me tools to help me kind of slow, not to lessen it.
Yeah,
it was pretty heavy.
Well, that's what I was saying about like you never like totally eradicate these things, right? But like tools, just putting tools in your toolbox and like figuring out how to cope.
Yeah, I was pretty bad. Like if I dropped, like let's say I took shorts out of the dresser and they fell on the ground, they were cooked.
Like you wouldn't.
I'm not wearing those.
Right, but you wouldn't throw them away.
No. I was not
washing.
just wash them.
That's it. Oh, that is heavy duty, man.
How's traveling with that? That's got to be really challenging.
Same thing. I would. There was nothing in the hotel room on the ground.
Right. Yeah.
I wasn't like I'd go into friends' rooms and I'm like, their underwear just over here.
That's just common sense. So don't put anything on the ground in a hotel.
But you would be surprised. A lot of people just chuck in. So I was like, I can't. Yeah, I'm like, I can't do that.
Where do you put your bag?
Well, I'll put my bag on the thing usually that they provide you, or the couch or the counter.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not worried about putting my suitcase necessarily, but I will never throw my clothes on the ground in a hotel because they don't steam clean any of it. They don't even wash the top sheet on beds most of the time. So I'd take that off right away. I'll put my thing up on the.
I know, but you washed the clothes later. I mean, I don't know.
It's just because if I'm like, like if it's 3 days, I don't have a washing machine.
And then it contaminates your other clothes when you put it back in the suitcase.
I kind of separate the dirty ones. I have like a contraptment. I find something in the luggage where these are the dirty clothes and they're not touching.
I always take my hack is I take the dry cleaning bag that they have hanging in the closet.
I started
open that up and I throw my dirty clothes in there, and then I wrap that up and I put it in my suitcase on the way home.
I started doing that. I started doing that too. Or I would find a grocery bag that I had used and put it in. I think it's a lot of it is that slow down a bit. Weird ones were like if I saw an X on the ground, like marked, I'd have to only go on the right side as opposed to left.
That's a little OCD, isn't it?
Yeah, it seemed pretty bad. And then the right, or like I was weird with the number 6. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like these kind of.
Because my 9-year-old has OCD.
Okay,
and like I have ADHD. I have like my whole life before it was trendy. And I like
it's cool.
ADD, ADHD.
Well, he's helped make it cool.
I've helped make it cool. For sure. Yeah. But my 9-year-old is like pretty like obvious tics, right? Like bumping his elbow an even number of times on the door. Yeah. He washes his arms up to like his elbows, like incessantly at home. He just can't not. He thinks that if he touches the thing, something bad's gonna happen to him. He's had to like build up these mantras, and I'm like, for me, it was like, whoa, man! Like, so if you started noticing that when you were younger, I'm curious, like how you or your family, like, did they get you in like medical Like, did they seek help for you, or did you just sort of have to deal with it for your life until?
I think nobody really knew where to go. This is like, I grew up in a Middle Eastern family. A lot of times they don't talk about that stuff, or,
Right.
like mental health, or even, the germaphobe stuff. And my mom has it bad. So I think, she probably didn't get the proper help. There wasn't that accessible for her,
Yeah.
and I think, she was trying her best, and, to figure out her condition. And then we kind of were in it. We got, because she was going through it, and we're her kids.
So you felt supported in that from your mom? Like,
Well, she was just like, we'd have to wear like plastic bags to touch certain things. It
Oh,
was
okay.
like a very, her anxiety was much towards it was much deeper
so
than mine.
her germophobia was like kind of the headline, was the center stage for the family.
And so
Got it.
we kind of just followed suit.
Yeah.
Per se, and we just didn't know anything. I thought everyone else was doing it.
Right. That's what I'm curious about. Like, my 9-year-old is starting to become aware. Like, he had these tics where he would like, I touch that table, is something bad gonna happen to me? No. I touch this thing, is something bad gonna happen to me? No. And it was like incessant. And then he became aware of it, and it was like started trying to like make little jokes about it, like self-effacing jokes. And I was like, oh, it like broke my heart. Because you said like things like, oh, I had to go to the other side of the X because it felt like better.
Yeah.
That's where he's at. He tries to explain it, but he's like, I know I can't explain this to you, but this is what's happening for me. Do you remember that point in your?
I couldn't explain it until now. Like, I only can't even actually explain it to people because they do look at you like you're nuts. But I found other comedians who so they'll say something. I'm like, do you do this? And if they do it, then we can pair off to which comedians. But I kind of like, COVID for my mom, it felt I make this joke where it felt like it was her Coachella.
Oh.
Right.
Right.
Because like
Yeah.
she would tell us, she's like, I told you.
Yeah.
This is the virus that you've been talking about.
Everyone's doing it.
And we were doing stuff that like, my old roommate would be washing products when he would get it. Oh, we grew up that way.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom was doing that before.
Oh, really? Like,
wow.
like taking your groceries home and wiping them
My
down.
mom would wash a coffee cup if you bring it from outside. That stuff is old.
Yeah.
And then she was, when we were kids, I remember she would like have a Kleenex and open a door, like a store door, and we'd have to file in before, because there was like 3
She didn't
kids.
want you touching the door. She would hold it open for you.
Hold it. So when people were doing it now, and I'm like, oh yeah, we were raised that way.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, I think we just didn't know any, and we didn't know any better, or where were we going to go? We were kids, so we were just following what our mom told us to do.
And do you think that kind of inevitably just contributed to maybe some of your own germophobia and your
100%.
OCD?
And we've had conversations, and she's apologized, and we've had conversations about it, and where I felt a ways, and then we talked about it, and I think ultimately I had to myself understand that she didn't have the help. She wasn't doing it like maliciously. It's just this, when you're a kid, she just didn't have the help. She couldn't go. She didn't know.
No one ever gave her the tools, right?
Yeah,
so
she kind of.
Has she sought help about it now?
No, now they're in 60s. You know what I mean? Like it's an old Arab family.
She's like, I'm gonna stop now.
It's like trying to get my. We can't even get my dad to tell us, like, he'll have an injury and have it for 2 years.
Right. Yeah, sure.
That's my dad. My dad's like that. My dad cut his own thumb off. With a bandsaw or table saw, and then just like stuck it back on with duct tape and drove himself to the hospital. And then I didn't really tell anybody. We were like,
my
dad was like, oh yeah, I cut my thumb off. Yeah,
like fell recently, and then he's like, I don't want an ambulance. Like fell back off of like the steps, and he's like in his 80s.
Right.
So, and he's like just this stubborn old Arab man who's like,
but
nah, I'm not going.
What happened?
He just was like, he has like vertigo, and he's like older now, right?
No, I mean, how did did he hurt himself? And then
I think he hurt his leg, and then the next day, a couple of days after, they took him to get an X-ray and stuff like that.
Okay, so he eventually got,
it's a prior injury that he didn't want to go get help for.
Oh, right.
Okay. So he was probably walking on this leg, and this is at night. He was trying to carry groceries in. That's that other thing too of like, he doesn't want to feel useless. It's the old, like that man, what I mean? Like, hey man, I because he can't drive anymore. So it's like you're taking all this manhood, I guess.
His value too, right? Like what he brings to the thing.
Yeah.
My dad,
it's a struggle.
Yeah, my dad had bone cancer, which talk about. So for almost 5 years, my dad had this like golf ball, like deposit right here, like a lump. And we were like, hey dad, that's not good. And he was like, oh, I'll go get it checked out or whatever. And no one knows if he did, but he was like, yeah, it's fine. He had this theory that he had like broken a rib, and then this like calcium deposit formed over it. And we were like, yeah, I guess that's plausible.
Oh,
like,
you can see it.
Oh, it was like sticking out of his chest. It was like a half a golf ball out of his chest.
Wow.
And we were like, buddy, that's got. And then it grew to the size of a grapefruit. And then finally went in and got it. And they like we're gonna have to remove all your ribs, your pec muscle. They're gonna take this delt and swing it over to the front. And he's like, you could die. All this thing. And he finally did it. you know, and now he's okay. But like, man, he's really struggling with that. I can tell. Every time I talk to him, he's like in like on a bed with like his blanket on, or he's in his chair, and his whole thing was like he's a handyman. He rebuilt homes, and he was still trying to do it up until a few months ago, but his body can't do it anymore.
How old's your dad now?
He's 70. He's turning 77.
Okay,
so he's pretty young-ish. I mean, you know, whatever. But but it's like it's hard to watch him struggle through this idea of like, I can't do the thing that I think he placed his entire value on. Was I'm handy. I'm a charming, handy guy who can like do this, and I'm active, and it's kind of heartbreaking to watch that, man.
That's what's been going on. Like, it's like very heartbreaking the last few years watching my dad. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, you know, you want to be there, and I think what's happening with me is like I'm trying to take care of him too much. Where we were in Florida, and I'm on him like hey, don't do that, don't do that, and then he's getting mad. He goes,
he's resenting you.
He's like, stop doing that to me, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. You walked the wrong way. We weren't even going that way. You just kind of wandered off.
Yeah. You want me to just let you continue?
Yeah, and I've been going through it with my dad too. I mean, he's 81 now, and like he hasn't been driving for a couple of years, but that's been a struggle. And I think it's really hard for him to accept life without driving. And he's like all in, like, I want to buy a truck. But Dad, you can't buy it. Well, you can't drive it. And he's like, well, you know, my girlfriend can drive it, and I just need to haul stuff around. And it's like, what are you gonna haul around? And you know, and it's like he totaled his last truck because he's like, you know, thank God he can't drive anymore. I mean, he still has his license, but I don't think he can get insurance.
That's the thing that like, same thing. It's like, I kind of yelled at them because after he fell, I'm like, you guys are doing too much. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I love you guys, and we all do, you know, but this should be the period where you can relax a little bit.
Let some other people take care of you a little bit.
Like my mom like loves to take care of us, so she'll be like, I'll hear when I go visit my sister and I'll stay there, I'll just hear at like 4 a.m. I'm like, I always think it's an intruder. I just hear footsteps, like almost like,
what is it, your mom?
Yeah. So I'll wake up and she's just lurking. She goes, I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, laundry. I go, for who? She's doing laundry for everyone in the house. I go, dude, you're in this, stop. These are all, there's like the kids, my brothers are like old now. They're like now older in their 30s. The
we
kids
can do our laundry, man.
Yeah, there's like my sister's 4 kids. One's like 21. The other's like 14. What is happening?
Oh, man.
Like, but this need of like, I gotta.
And I think it's like, to use a more sharp example, that taking away your driver's license or taking away your ability to drive. Like, it's easy for us to sit here at this age because we're not like actually like staring at it yet. You know what I mean? It's not, it's pretty far down the barrel, but to like strip that away has got to feel fucking awful. And I don't think we can fully comprehend what it feels like to lose your faculties, you know, like, or just the things that you've done your whole life, like just doing laundry for everybody probably meant a lot to your mom. Driving, your dad wants to haul shit around more than you could ever fucking imagine at this point. And we can say, well, come on, guys, you don't need to do that anymore.
He equates it with death. I mean, I think he basically, I mean, he's not dumb. He understands that, right before you die, you can't drive anymore. And you can't haul stuff around.
I think the plan now is like, because I don't want to be there.
Well, you'll have a self-driving car.
right.
No, but literally,
automated highways,
not even joking.
But it's going to be different. But is an example, but like, there are going to be things that eventually I won't be able to do anymore, and I'm gonna. Letting people take care of me, or losing that ego, or that whatever that is, that pride, I want to start working on that now. You know, so I don't get to that place where it just kills me to let other people do things for me. Like, I watched my girlfriend go through that with her dad, trying to take care of him. Same thing. He's pushing her away. She's trying to do all the right things. So it's hard on her too. I don't want to tax my children when I'm older because I'm too proud to like let them step in, you know?
And I think all these people right now, I mean, I remember my parents like kind of struggling with taking care of their parents and how that worked and having those same frustrations. Oh, you know, he can't be driving, and now, but you know, we got to take his license away.
Or like grandma's coming to live with us
25 years later, we're having the same conversation with my dad that he was having with his, you know.
Can we break that cycle? Or
I don't know. I also think though that when they're older, they're just not thinking as straight as they were when they were our age. And I just really noticed that. And also, we don't know how it feels to be in that moment. And I think that goes to what you're talking about of like, how can we condition ourselves right now that's not easier, that. But I think we can never know until we know. You know, when I'm faced with like this slow decline into death, or this, you know, when you're 81, maybe it doesn't feel so slow anymore, and you're like, well, if I give this up, then I'll probably be dead within a year. I mean, I think that's
Right.
what my dad thinks, you know? And
Yeah.
so then the stakes are very different for him in that moment than they were as a 50-year-old talking to his dad about, you know, not driving.
But do you
know?
think you guys have started doing the work already?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think no. I think
No?
I think it's hard to pinpoint what that work is, but I think the idea, and we do try to wrap everything up into masculinity on the show. So I do think it's men are maybe a little more hesitant to accept help in their older years than women are. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think we mostly hear about our stubborn old men, right? Our stubborn old dad who just won't fucking let go of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
my
guess
mom was that way too, but
Yeah, I guess I'd like to sometimes think I'm not that, but I even just on like, you know, if you're like you're working on set and
Yeah.
you're like, man, I need this, and they're like, we'll get that.
You're
We'll go
like,
to the
no.
store. And,
Oh, I'm like that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
I go,
nobody
no,
gets
no.
me anything because I don't
Yeah.
want to be spoiled or, you know, I don't want to be lazy.
Yeah.
But so doing the work, I think it does have something to do with my masculinity being wrapped up in like, I'm able to do this on my own. Like, it does feel sort of like a man thing for me to be like, no, don't do that for me. I got it. I can do that. You know, like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of what I've let go of, but
Yeah.
I think it's certain things that come with age that, like, I don't go on, you know, upside down roller coasters anymore because it's
Yeah.
just not worth it, and I'll get sick.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you know what I mean? And that's
terrible.
a dumb
Yeah.
example, but you know, I'm
No,
not gonna
no.
go play, you know, tackle football with my buddies.
So,
No way.
I just
I'm not
went
gonna go
to-
ice skating.
I
'cause
just went
the
to Six
stakes are
Flags
high.
with my kid
Yeah.
or Universal with my kids,
Yeah.
and like I'm realizing that simulators make me
Oh,
nauseous
I
now.
know, I can't do
And
that.
but I went on all of them because
Yeah.
with my kids, and I wouldn't admit all day I was like walking around real barfy feeling until finally the other day I was like, guys, I can't go on Transformers again. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up, and they were just like, oh. You okay, Daddy? And like
Yeah.
my neck was hurting and shit. I felt like,
Yeah.
I felt really lame.
So
man.
I think there are things that definitely I have modified my life in ways that I don't really want to.
yeah,
You know, I'd love to go play tackle football with my
Yeah.
buddies, you know, but it's not gonna happen.
it's not in the cards.
I think
Yeah,
it's like
no.
what we tie to masculinity or being a man is so much based in physical strength and
yeah,
what you
what we
can
have
do
to offer
physically.
physically. That's what I mean. Is
Yeah.
that the physical abilities diminishing as you get older? I think is really hard when
Yeah.
masculinity is wrapped up in your ability, right? Like
Yeah.
your handiness, your ability to
Yes.
throw something far. You can run fast. You can pick things. You know what I mean? It's like it's all these things we equate to
Yeah.
being, and maybe they just are part of being
Yeah.
masculine. I don't know.
Well,
but-
Ian, my dad's been struggling with like he can't write numbers anymore, really, and so like he can't write a check out. He can sign it. But
he can't write the numbers. Why? They just don't.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, he's had some strokes and stuff. It's just hard for him to put them in the right order. To like, and I don't think he has like a brain cancer or anything like that, but it's just been noticeable, and it could be side effects from medicines, from the other cancer treatments, and
Yeah.
you know, who really knows? And at a certain point, you're 81,
Yeah.
just shit starts
Who
falling
needs
apart.
numbers, man?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think he's kind of accepted that he can't do it, and I think he's kind of okay with it. But I think you add up all those things, and I can't drive, and I can't do this, and
Yeah.
everyone, you know, and so
That's
man,
like, what the fuck can
I
I do?
think you might have said it earlier. It's like I started to do this, or I have to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I find it funny.
Yeah,
At first I was saddened.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm there now. There was two
Right.
things that saddened me. That, and then when people would be like, oh, you got your grays coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
But then I think I was in like St. John's, Newfoundland, like a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah.
this guy, we're at a pub, and this guy kind of like turned back. We're chair to chair, but not in the same group. He goes, hey man, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I just want to say, man, your grays are coming in like good, dude.
Yeah.
On your beard.
Yeah,
It's really
man.
hard to. And he
Right.
started going on this whole thing. I go, and he doesn't have. I don't think he
Yeah.
looked like he had. And I never thought about it that way. I go,
Yeah.
oh, that made me feel better.
It's true,
Yeah.
man. Like mine went like white a few years back.
Yeah.
And I was like really fucked up about it for a while. It was like after my third kid, everything just like really started to go white. But I've had a couple people compliment me like, hey man, like it'll look really cool when it's all white. Yeah. So now I'm sort of looking forward to like,
yeah.
oh, the salt and pepper to go away. My hair's like pretty silver. And I'm like kind of digging that now too.
But
It's
you-
got this weird.
But I mean, at first you probably. I mean, I did.
I resented it.
I was like,
Oh,
oh
man.
Well,
I
yours
was like,
is
don't-
looking good because it's coming in all over instead
Yeah.
of just like one spot, you know?
Did
So-
you
Yeah.
did you have a beginning patch though? I had mine.
I
was
probably
right
did,
here.
and that
Yeah.
broke my heart.
Yeah, I had a patch right here, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
So I broke my heart for many,
Yeah.
that and the glass. The glasses thing always makes me laugh because my friends are always dying because it's
Right.
like they're like, "What are you doing?" I go,
Yeah.
"Oh, you forget." You go, "Oh man."
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see things close up.
Yeah.
With these, I have to like take.
No,
them
we
out.
all.
I have a mono vision.
Everyone needs readers at a certain point. I mean, my dad was an optometrist.
No,
and he was
sorry.
like,
I can see things close up. I can't with my glasses on.
Oh,
Yeah, same. That's not. But I got a prescription for that to help. But I
Nice.
just was like, "Oh, is this it? Is this what it is?" You
Yeah.
know. And then, but you're like, at first it stings, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you're like, I'm still around. So
Yeah.
and then you just kind of go.
I think
Yeah.
that's sort of the joy of aging, right? Is like we stop giving a shit. Like
Yeah.
that's I think the only gift you get. Well, you get two. You get wisdom, I think, hopefully, if you're doing it right. And you stop fucking caring so much about these little things.
Yeah.
The vanity, the although we were just talking about how stubborn we are as men when we get older to like let go of the abilities, but I think you care less and less. I think that's a gift.
well, I guess. I don't know. I think I care right now. Well, I'm also in the mode of like, I want to attract babes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I
and so-
care,
so
I
I'm
care
like-
less as I get older about like, my glasses or
Oh,
my
yeah.
beard or like my
yeah. I mean, I still care to attract, but then I'm like, I go, there's really nothing I can do now.
Yeah. And don't be like that dude with like the fucking dyed beard. And
No, that's what I mean. It's
yeah.
like whoever's gonna talk to me is gonna talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, I'm not gonna get like handsomer. Like, I'm more like, there's nothing.
You might. You never know, man.
No, I mean, people like the
yeah.
silver fox look. I know.
Yeah,
when I
that's true.
when I finally let my hair go gray, I'll report back.
You're so in the getting babes mode of your life, though, man. Like, yeah. Got to get some babes.
We really hope you're enjoying the show today. And if you are, can you please consider joining us on Patreon? It's patreon.com/IOYSMpod. We're giving behind the scenes stuff, but more importantly, we are forming community, talking about the things that we are talking about on this show that I know resonate with everyone out there and that really resonate with Tyler and I. And Patreon is where we can be even more our authentic selves and connect with our community. Patreon.com/IOYSMpod. You have Arab Catholic parents.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
Lebanese,
Okay, right, okay.
And I reverted to Islam in 2022.
Oh, okay. So
I
it's
didn't-
pretty recent.
Yeah, very recent. So I didn't really tell my parents until like 2 years later or something.
Right. Were they
Yeah.
upset or were they okay with it? Or
I wasn't gonna tell him. I was gonna tell him, but the way it came out is like I had gone. My glasses had like maybe like scratches, so I'd gone in Toronto to an optometrist, and she was
Hakeem Optical?
no,
You know it.
no, I'm no Hakeem for sure. There's like so many. I've probably gone in there, but
Yeah.
this random one in not Ronsonsville, but like Keele and Dundas area, that area. And she was like, "Hey, you have glaucoma," and I'm like,
Oh.
"What?" She goes, "You have 80% in your left eye," and I started like, worry her.
Yeah.
I call my mom and she starts freaking out. She goes, no, not my son. Like, we have our doctor from like
family doctor.
family
Yeah,
doctor. So she's like, when you come into Windsor, and I was doing a Just for Laughs, the comedy festival tour. So I take this appointment, and then the van is gonna come get me. We're gonna go. But my mom made the appointment, so she was waiting outside, which I
Right,
forgot. I was
right.
staying at a hotel. And then I come out, and he was like, "It's not. You have like, there's just like one of your retinas is bigger than the other."
So it was a bit of a.
Like a worrisome.
Yeah.
And I come out, my mom comes out, and my mom drives a truck, and she comes out, and she was just like they pull into the parking lot. What happened? I go, "Mom, relax." She goes, "Habibi, is it all right?" I go, "He said I gotta come back. I can't. I'm gonna come back in the summer."
Yeah.
But it seems fine. And she had these like prayer beads, which but she was trying to give it to me. I'm like, "No," it had like the cross on it. I was
like
"No."
rosary or whatever. Yeah.
And I go, no. And then we're just fighting back and forth. I don't want it. She goes, "Take it. God will protect you." I go, "We're going back." And then I just go, "I'm Muslim." Like in a parking
boy.
lot.
Yeah. Right.
She
Just
goes,
echoes out off the mountains.
I
Yeah.
go- Then she goes, "Oh, they do these too." Like she didn't miss a beat kind of thing.
They do these too.
And then we talked. She's like, "As long as you believe in God." My dad was a little like, he just didn't know why.
Yeah.
And I just kind of told him, it just was like, I've gone, it was organic. It wasn't like right away. It started all in, 2021 kind of thing. So it was like over time I connected with it, and then I wanted to, do it. So then, it wasn't as, I was like a little bit worried. Again, that's the worry that it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
You think it's going to blow up in your face or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, man. Like I found my faith, like through AA, which is just a higher power,
Yeah.
and which is essentially the admission that I'm not in charge. Something's bigger than me. And my mom and I, who couldn't agree on faith my entire life, she was just like, that's it. That's all it is. And I was like, no, but you believe in all this other crazy shit. And all. She's like, no, I don't. You thought I did. You think I do because I'm Christian.
Yeah.
She's like, but what I really believe is exactly what you believe. I'm not in control. There's something bigger than me, and I'm trying to just give it up to the higher power. And I was like, and the more I lead my life with this, like Paul was in here talking about Jesus, and I don't use that name necessarily. Well, I don't really believe in Jesus, but I believe in the end result. Same thing. He was like this devout Christian, and then he came in here and talked about it, and I was like, we have the same exact principles, just using different language.
You know, I have friends that are like questioning why I did this, you know what I mean? Like a lot of them. And I just at the end of, you know, I think about it now, we can go back and forth, and you can have your reservations and whatever, we can all, but I always tell them, I go, I don't really care about the institution.
Yeah, that's the part.
My relationship is just with me and God, and I'm minding my business.
Yeah.
I'm praying to God. However I pray to God, you could do you. I'm not making you do what you want, something you're not. So like all these crazy like opinions we can have, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to pray.
Yeah. And I think that's it. It's the institution that's corrupt and weird, and all the rules, and it's like, no, but at the core of it, if you're doing it right, I do believe that there are fundamentalists that are doing it completely wrong, obviously, in my opinion. And everyone, but I think at the core of your belief, your faith we're talking about the same shit. We just want to understand something, you know, or feel like,
and I'm not pushing, I'm not like making you do it, and like it's like, but I think sometimes people just love to argue. I'm like, I always go, what are you going to prove? I'm already reverted.
Exactly.
This conversation isn't going to make me go not do
double
it.
revert.
Like, you know, what, I don't know what podcast or like what research you did, like what website you went to. It's not like, and I'm like in my 40s. I'm like, I think I can, I'm not that swayed. So I just kind of, for me, it was like, it's like my connection to God.
That's cool. And when you find it, like, especially if you were raised Catholic, I was raised Christian, I had such resentment for it, right? That's what I mean. I built up this like fuck you-ness to like anything to do with Christianity, religion. And then when I found my faith on my own, that was when I was like, oh God, you know, it's all okay, you know, like
and even when I was like before I became Muslim, I was still like, you know, I'd go to church sometimes, but I would pray at night. And again, I would say the same thing. I was like, I'm not with the institution, Catholic or whatever Christian. It's just my connection to God. That's what I would always say. I'm not trying to argue with you. It's just literally, where can I go to pray?
Yeah, people get sick of that. I've had a few people with the Paul episode were like, oh man, I got a little tense when Paul brought up Jesus. But then after I heard him talk about it for a while, it was like, oh, okay.
Well, that's probably how I am a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
I'm
sure.
not, you know, because I'm not a believer at all. And so I think there are conversations that I don't really want to get into because then I don't want to, if you believe that, that's great, man. I don't want to, like kind of what you're saying. I don't want to argue that with you. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to, what am I going to convince you? And you're certainly not going to convince me. And, you know, and when I have people who are trying to convert me, I'm just like, it's just an immediate turn off. I'm like, I'm not even, conversation's over. I'm just, I'm done.
I had a friend this weekend say it like, but I think we were just kind of like, you know, not riffing, but it was like, you know, he'd bring up points like, you know, if there's this, how come this isn't cured? And I'm like, look, I don't even know any of these answers. I actually don't even know fully. I'm still learning Islam. Like you're talking to the wrong person. Right. Still like on the beginner. You know, I just know that like, you know, for me, it's just like when there's a discipline that comes with praying 5 times a day for me, and there's and it bleeds into everything else in my life.
Yeah, the way you do one thing, the way you do other.
It's like a grounding, and that's what I'm locking into. So it's like, I'm with you. I don't know. We're both sitting here trying to figure something out. We can't, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, well, we're just trying to understand something, or something you can understand, but just give.
And the fact is, nobody knows.
No,
nobody
never will.
knows.
Probably. Yeah,
you can study your whole life. You don't know.
And what would make me laugh is like, we're also sitting in a comedy festival party,
right?
Like after party. Like, what are we both doing?
Yeah.
We aren't the two people to be like holding court on this.
Yeah, kind of religious experts. Yeah.
We did find an interesting Reddit related to the show that we were hoping you guys could weigh in on. It is, what's 100% myth about men?
100% myth about men.
I mean, the one that I think of is like, not even younger women, but that we're just all about getting laid.
Right.
Which, I mean, it's true sometimes. But, I mean, there's moments where that's true, I think. But then our whole being is based on that, I think is a little reductive, or a lot reductive.
Yeah, for sure. And I think even to take it one step further, like, we like getting laid, but like, there is a connection in that I think we're starved for, right? It's intimacy.
Sure.
It's not always just like, I just gotta, but like you can do that, but then when you find the connection with somebody, then you're like, oh my God, that feels good. And then you throw it all together and it's like, that's lovely.
Tyler, you might be onto something, man. You know, we always talk about how we don't share intimacy as men. We're not as, you know, the bro-y culture and stuff like that. Maybe that is why it comes across that we seek that more, because it's the one area where
it feels
can
very connected, even when
that.
it's not. It's like, it's almost like forcing a connection, you know. Well, I don't want to say forcing, that sounds bad. The act of physical intimacy is very, it's connected. I mean, you can't get much more close to somebody than that. But
do you think the other stuff is louder? It's like the other stuff of like, you know, men are just looking to get laid, like that's louder.
For sure.
We don't get to talk to the people that don't really do that all,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's gotten labeled as that because that's grabby, man. Like, we're just pussy hounds or whatever you want to be, you know. And it's like, it's funny. It's like men can, you know, we can not talk about what we're actually feeling by putting it under that umbrella, right? And I think,
but I also think there is a truth to it too. I mean, there are moments where you're like, I mean, you're really on the hunt, or after, you know, you're into the chase, or
and it's
you
also
know,
genetic programming, right? Like,
for sure.
I've had a lot of times where, or not a lot of times, but like the girl will be like, we're not gonna have sex. I go, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Why? But mine is all out too. I was like, look, I don't think I'm gonna perform well. So let's
take it off the table,
this.
man. Yeah. Take it off the table. No pressure.
That's a relief. That's a relief, actually.
And they're like, what? I go, I don't think it's gonna go. It's not gonna be good, probably. So let's just do other things.
Let's go mini golfing
tonight.
Escape room. Let's go do an escape room. I'm pretty clever. 100% myth about men. It's hard to say, man. Like, one of the best ones there, I think, is that men are not emotional people. I don't even know if that's a myth anymore. I think we're roundly starting to realize that men are very emotional people, and that's why we did so many stupid things throughout history, is because there was some tacit agreement that we're not emotional. And then it's like all bottled up, and like, you know, we do stupid things. We build big muscles. We fight. We start wars because we're emotional. There's a lot of emotion underneath all those things.
You know, you're like, I have a lot of buddies that will make fun of you, and then they'll say the nice thing. I go, oh man, you could have just
cut,
but
because there's an uncomfortability
way.
just cutting right to like, and that's what we try to do as men, is like not waste fucking time doing all this like macho, you know, fear-based bullshit. But I think that myth is being busted wide open, that we're not emotional people, because I think women have known that for a long time. I think men are just getting comfortable with saying, we're emotional.
Well, I think women
you guys
have
are fucking babies, man.
Yeah, they've been trying to manage our emotions for
years.
We're just for millennia.
I don't need your help. We need your help.
We talk a lot about toxic masculinity. What do you think is positive masculinity?
Like that, like in general, or like toxic?
What is masculinity? Like, we were sold so many things. There's the toxic masculinity is such a lightning rod, you know, term, but there has to be positive masculinity. What do you think that looks like to you?
I think it's a lot of times, like, I find with like guys you don't know or your friends, is that there's this thing that they're not like dealing with, and they do a lot of things where it's like, okay, I might have an issue or an emotion, or I'm scared to be vulnerable, and then it like goes with the joking. It's just like this like aggression that's like super unnecessary. You know what I mean? It's like, you could, you know, a couple times I've been like, to my boy, I'm like, you good? It feels like you're attacking me. It's like, oh, I'm actually going through this. I go, oh, you know, you can save all that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like, we care, like, you know, you'll have a friend, I'm like, this guy cares about being way more cooler than actually being vulnerable. So we have like a friend that he told this really, really vulnerable story that was really funny. I'm like, oh, you could like lead with that. Like, that could be like, he's a performer as well. I'm like, that's the funny,
right?
That's the real funny. And I think that's positive. People connect, but then there's the other side. I think they want to show of like the money, the power, all this, like, you know, like almost like, it's like Scarface movie. Embodied in a
so toxic.
So it's like, I think that's where it gets, the toxic comes in, because then you're not nice to people. You're not kind. You're not leading with any empathy, you know. And I think a lot of times, a lot of the issues is that you're hurt, and you're like, it's just like, you don't have to be. I was like, bro, we don't gotta be mean. What are we doing out here? We're getting older. Like, we can trade cars, like talk, like, it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. I think because I personally would rather be known as like a good person, fair, and like, and I, you know, addressed my issues or, took accountability, then all the cash, the followers or whatever. And it's maybe easy to say that, but like, yeah, it just doesn't, it feels hollow. All that stuff feels hollow to me. And I think it's like, sometimes it's like we're doing all these things and we're just being ignorant to each other, not taking that person's emotions into consideration.
Right. Yeah. Not being thoughtful of other people. But I think addressing your issues, if I had to pick one phrase out of that, address your fucking issues, man, but properly, not in this misguided, flaily, angry way. We can ditch the anger and cut through the line, man. Cut through all the 3 insults before you get to the compliment. Cut through the, and that's just addressing the underlying issue, which is that you're afraid to sound what? Feminine. You're afraid to sound too kind. You're afraid
to tell you, like I was on stage in Kingston, Ontario, and I wasn't doing well. I'll give you that. I wasn't doing well.
You're bombing up there?
I was bombing.
All right.
And then the guy goes in the front row. He goes, something about your people, like Arabs bombing. He goes, when was the first time you learned how to detonate a bomb? And I'm like, but it like took me out because like I've dealt with racist stuff before, but I'm like, whoa, this was like. It almost sounded he was asking like a serious question.
Yeah, like, did you write that down at home, or did you?
I was like, wait, who are you?
He's reading off a cue card. Yeah.
And then like we get into a whole thing, and then after he came over and he was emotional, he's like, hey, this tragedy happened to me. I'm a little bit like, oh, I'm hurt. You're hurt.
Yeah.
And then, but we didn't have to get to this because now you've made it harder for me to be compassionate, or just like connect with you because you just called me a terrorist.
Right. And he could have just approached you and been like, "Hey, man." I mean, that's hard to do too. But say like, "Hey, man, I have some questions."
Yeah. Or yes. Or I'm in a dark
maybe you can help
place.
me with this. Or yeah.
You know what he could have done was go to therapy.
Right.
I mean, I think that was
address your issues.
That's what I was
not
say. You know,
in a comedy setting in front of a live audience.
And address your issues. I mean, it boils down to go to therapy. I mean,
and it's like always bad when like not always bad, but like it was a predominantly white audience with the other white people were appalled.
Right.
It was almost like, and they were like, this does not reflect our
We're not with him. Yeah. We don't know him. He's not from this town.
I was like, I mean, he does live here.
Right. Yeah, obviously.
And look, there's probably more of this.
Yeah, and I did go to high school with him.
There was a couple people nodding. You don't
have to come and go to town. Like, dude, it's fine. I'm not going to walk around. But it was very, I feel that came from like, the guy's not getting help or.
It's funny. So many hecklers are like clips are going viral. I'm wondering how many hecklers out there now are like, oh, that's me. Like that clip went viral with me heckling. Probably. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go to shows to see if they can get another viral heckling clip.
Well, I used to do a joke where I'm like, I feel bad for them. They should put because they always put an arrow on them.
Right.
They don't tag them.
Right.
So it's like these people.
Yeah, they want some credit.
They should get money.
But I'm like, I'm the top heckler in LA, man. I get all the best viral heckling
clips. They're not
clips.
getting any money.
I know.
Other comics making all the money.
Millions of interactions with
dollars
their fucking clips.
And the guy that heckled.
So Dave, where can we find you?
Just on Dave Merheje on Merheje on IG and all social media platforms.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And do you have anything you want to plug? Like any shows coming up?
If you go to YouTube, you can. There's a comedy special called Dawood, Dawud. So that's on YouTube. So if you just put my name in, it should pop up.
Right on, man.
Thank you so much,
bro. It was a great time, man.
And thank you.
No.
Yeah, thank you to, of course, everyone, all of our love bugs at Patreon. We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
Roblin, thank you. Big shout out to our, thank you, Studio 1042. Thank you, of course. And then everyone, even if you're not on our Patreon, which you should be, patreon.com/ILYSM pod. We appreciate everyone watching, everyone listening. We love you so much.
Love you so much, buddy.